Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Poetry of Painting. And please feel free to make comments and ask questions as normal. After the excitement of last week's 50th edition of the show, where did that time go? I'm back this week on more of a normal sort of program for you. And this week I've got Aliberry SP, who is a wonderful poet, a lovely girl, and she's on the program this week. Now, it's actually a recording because Ali's in the States, and unfortunately on a Wednesday at this time she's unable to join us live. So I'm going to play the recording for you, but please do still add comments, ask questions, and so forth. And Ali can always get back to you if the questions are for her later on, once she's had a chance to watch the show later. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy the show, and I'll be back again next week with another edition with another poet, a returning guest next week, Ros Ottery, which I'm really looking forward to as well. So sit back, enjoy the show, and hope you enjoy it. So let me just add that to the stream and set it going. Enjoy. Hi everybody, it's Fiona Hooper here with another edition of the Poetry of Painting. Thanks ever so much everybody who listened in to my 50th show last week with messages from my poets, which was absolutely wonderful. I was so honoured that they took the time and did that for me and said such lovely things about the show. So thank you to all of them as well. One of whom was Aliberry SP, who is my guest here tonight. Hi Ali, how are you?
Hi, Fiona. I am doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Yes. It's towards the end of the day for me because with you being in the States, it's much easier for you. You know, the Wednesday's not a good day for you, so this one's being recorded and a more suitable time for you, I hope. So that's brilliant.
Yes.
So this week, the poetry section of the show is all about a painting of mine, which was called Spring in the Mountains, and which is actually now in its forever home somewhere. So I don't have it to show on the wall behind me, but just put some others there for today. But I will share it on the screen as Ali reads her, what I'm sure is going to be an amazing poem, because they've all been amazing so far, so I have no reason to doubt this one will be any different. So are you ready to go ahead and read your poem, Ali?
Yes, I'm ready to go ahead and read my poem. I'm happy to hear that it has found a home because it is a beautiful piece.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
I'll share the screen so that people can actually see it because they can't see it behind me this week.
Okay.
And there we are. It should be coming up on your screen now. So
yes,
that is the painting. Lovely. So if you'd like to read us your poem, that'd be absolutely marvelous.
No problem. So my poem is called The Return of Spring. The air feels renewed, cool, and refreshing, surrounded by expansive and picturesque views. Enjoying the sun's return and the warmth that it brings to fade out the memory of the wintry breeze. Snow covers the distant mountains like a veil against the creamy white clouds that serve as the backdrop. An awakening is occurring before our eyes, gazing from the plateau to the mountain peaks and towards the heavenly sky. A chorus of birds sings the tune in the distance. A silvery basin of crystalline water will begin to flow. The stream will bring forth a message of hope, providing nourishment and reviving the earth. Plants are springing to life, emerging through the cracks in the snow-covered ground. A crayon box of different shades of green. With each passing day, it slowly makes its way up the summit. Soon, Mother Nature will add more colors to her canvas. Flowers will bloom, filling the air with a sweet fragrance. It is Primavera, the first spring. We bid farewell to the last of winter, welcoming the new beginning it brings.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I love the silvery lake with the crystalline water and the box of crayons, the colors. Let me just stop
Thank you.
sharing now. But well, actually, I'm going to leave it there for a minute because it's just, I think you've really captured that so well in your poem. And it just, it just makes me feel buoyed up because spring is on its
Aw,
way, we hope.
yes.
It seems
I
to be
know,
a long
right?
time
It's teasing
coming,
us.
but
It's teasing us.
it is. But, and to me, that is just exactly what you've captured. That is brilliant. Thank you so much. And
Are
come
you
back
very
to us
welcome,
now.
Fiona?
And just full of hope and, you know, everything coming back to life and the colors and the flowers and the birds in the distance
Yes,
and lovely. Thank you so much. I hope
you're
you'll let me
welcome.
post that in due course on Facebook for
Oh,
people to read
definitely.
as well. Lovely. Thank
Definitely.
you. Yeah. So I'm having listened to that amazing poem again, as I expected. I hear you've been having a very busy couple of weeks doing some very important work.
Yes, yes. I've been having a busy couple of weeks. I just finished Rare Disease Week. Usually it's being held on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., here in the US, but because of COVID, everything was done virtually. So it was a week packed with a lot of information from different speakers. And it also gave me an opportunity to talk about my rare disease journey, share my story with legislators, which will hopefully bring about change in legislation that will affect the rare disease community. So we just finished that a few days ago. So it was exhausting, but it
Yeah,
was a very good week as well.
excellent and very worthwhile. I hope hopefully lots of change will come as a result of this. So, would you like to tell us a little bit about your story as
Yes,
well?
definitely. I was diagnosed with a rare condition. It is called Hypocomplement Urticarial Vasculitis. It's a very long name, but what it means is that the disease affects small blood vessels. So it is characterized by just recurring hives where we can end up with severe allergic reactions, such as anaphylaxis.
Oh,
And it can
gosh.
also lead to major organ damage because we know that we have blood vessels everywhere and they kind of go to the major organs as well. So if
Mm,
something is affecting any blood vessel, then it can therefore affect that particular organ. So it has been a battle for the past 3 years that I've been diagnosed in terms of finding something that will help because there is no cure for it. There is no definitive treatment for it either. So a lot of it is trial and error, just, looking up this drug that worked for this condition and then finding if it, works for my condition,
mm,
and seeing just how that goes. So it has been a journey. So that's why it was important to me to help share my story during Rare Disease Week, because one of the things that we wanted them to change is to include the patient experience, especially in when they're developing new treatment options for us. A lot of
mm,
the times, some of the things that they focus on may not be beneficial to us all of the times, and it may not necessarily address some of the day-to-day difficulties that we experience. So it would be nice if they kind of listen to us, and take that
mm.
into consideration as well. So.
Yes. And I'm sure some of the potential treatments can also
Mhm.
have potential side effects as well. So you
Oh,
might be
yes.
swapping a slight benefit here for something not so good over there, sort of thing as
Oh,
well. So,
definitely. Because right now, one of the drugs that I'm on, is a chemotherapy drug. So I have to deal with the fatigue. I have to deal with, the hair loss that could come with it. And that can
mm,
be kind of just difficult on the body itself, even though we're getting it at a lower dose.
yes.
Um, so it just of course, it's like a risk benefit. You're thinking about, okay, the risks are better, more compared
Mm,
to the benefits, sorry, are more than the risk associated with taking the drug. So we lean on that, hoping for better results long term.
yes, yes. And is there much research being done into these rare conditions at the moment, or are they so rare that there's not enough sort of push to get them researched and new treatments developed?
It kind of depends on the rare disease. Some of them have more research and more funding where they're leading to the development of better treatments for them. In terms of my rare condition, and I know that there are some hospitals in some areas where they are doing research, but it's not, as a great of a scale as something else that's affecting, I guess, more than 200,000 people, because that's what makes the disease rare, when it affects 200,000 people or less. Right. And I know for some, it seems like, it's a small number compared to the number of people that live in the world. But if you're one of those 200,000 people, it's a huge number for you to be part of that community. So the hope is that, especially if another act that they have in the US, which is called the Orphan Drug Act, where, they kind of incentivize companies to develop drugs for these specific rare diseases. Now they're trying to decrease the funding. And that's one other thing that I'm trying to advocate for, so that they can, not decrease it anymore, and help those pharmaceutical companies continue to receive the benefits that they need to work on developing those drugs that we will need.
Yes, it's very expensive doing these things, isn't it? I know from...
Oh, yes.
And it can take such a long time as well, apart from when the world all gets together and throws the money at it, like a COVID vaccine. And how quickly did that happen?
I know.
So it can be done.
It can be done. Right now, I know the FDA drug approval process, it takes about 15 years. And I know in one rare disease, their survival is like, within 10 years, 50% of them will die. So if they're waiting 15 years for the approval of a drug, by the time that drug is approved, 50% of them have already died. So I believe that, just as you mentioned, if we are able to produce that COVID vaccine so quickly, we are more than capable of being able to develop those drugs in less than 15 years to be able to help those patients so that they're not dying before they can actually receive some type of treatment.
Yes. And how many rare diseases are there? How many of these conditions are there that you're looking at the moment? They say that
it's over 7,000, but it's very difficult to kind of put a number to it, just because things change all of the time. So a lot of the times it's very difficult to diagnose us, so we're misdiagnosed many times. So it's hard to put an exact number on how many different rare diseases there are. But the stats are that there are over 7,000 so far.
Gosh, and because you were misdiagnosed to start with quite a bit, I think, weren't you, as well, which didn't help, obviously.
No, it did not help at all. And that's one of the issues that we have to deal with, how long it takes to receive a diagnosis. And I have known some people who, were just not that fortunate, where it took them a little bit longer and they failed to receive the treatment and the care that they needed, and they passed away just because of the complications of the disease. So I think it is important to, to speed up the diagnosis process. But at the same time, a lot of people are not knowledgeable about rare diseases. Like for me, for instance, I've gone to the emergency room where the emergency staff, they kind of have no idea what my rare disease is, and I kind of have to educate them. So that's the other issue that we deal with as well.
Yes, goodness. Wow. And so from your point of view, it leads to, well, the disease itself doesn't, but the treatments are leading to tiredness and, and presumably maybe the nausea as well that you get from chemotherapy.
Yes. The nausea has been big for me for the past couple of weeks. And that's just one drug. I'm on other drugs that do other things as well. So, you realize that some parts of your body, they just seem like it's breaking down, and you realize it's a side effect of this drug, but you have to keep taking it because it's helping to keep you alive. So it is definitely difficult for us to live with our various conditions on an everyday basis, and to still try to live your life and do things that you would like to do.
Instead of just existing, which,
Exactly.
Yeah. And it must have felt for so long for you that you were just knocking your head against a brick wall, trying to get somebody to recognize that, there really was something wrong with you, as opposed to, just, well, I've got this and I've got that, but, well, we don't know what did you ever get sort of fobbed off and told to go away? And, was it that bad?
I definitely have had experiences, especially at the beginning of my journey, where, especially with the hives, they often just think, you have a food allergy, or you must have used like something on your skin that irritated it. And I'm like, I think it's more than just a food allergy or something, because the disease just causes you to break out into hives. It doesn't matter. It's just out of the blue sometimes.
Yes.
And they wouldn't take me seriously at first, but I kept going in and saying that, something is wrong. And I know that something is wrong. And I know it's not just food, or I know it's not just this new lotion or something else, until someone did take me seriously. And that is one of the things that I realized, is that a lot of the patients, we have to advocate for ourselves, because you can't just sit back and just be pushed around and being told that nothing's wrong, or it's just this simple thing going on and you should be fine, when you understand that your body is telling you otherwise, that something is wrong. It's not just simple. It's more complicated than that.
Yeah. Wow. It sounds like very much an uphill struggle, but hopefully, is it as the period of the 2 weeks? Is that the end of the rare disease sort of session at the moment? But I presume that you're going to be carrying on, trying to, make a lot of noise about this and raise more awareness and everything as well. Still.
Yes. Definitely. So Rare Disease Week is just, about that week and a half every year, where everybody gets together. But as you mentioned, throughout the year, I am going to continue my advocacy journey by reaching out to other people and making sure that we can bring forth change to help not just myself, but so many other people affected by rare diseases.
Well, I'm sure everybody watching will be wishing you all the very best with that, as do I, of course. And,
thank you.
If you want to put some links on and things in the comments afterwards, then obviously please do, anything that might help to get, gain some momentum and gain ground for you on this mission that you're on, which is just so worthwhile. I feel so lucky that I don't have anything, any diseases really to worry about at all. So, let alone a rare disease that people don't even recognize and don't know how to treat. So,
exactly.
Yes. So anything that we can do on that, to put links in, if anybody wants information, can they get in touch with you if you put links to your Facebook profile or something as well?
I can definitely put links to my Facebook profile or to my Instagram page. And if anybody wants any information about anything, they can feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions.
Brilliant. Or maybe volunteer some help as well. And you may find, some other
if they have some ways that I could go about advocating or just helping people feel like they are not alone. Because I feel like a lot of the times in my rare disease journey starting off, I kind of felt like, oh, maybe I'm the only person with this rare disease. So finding other people who understand makes you feel less alone.
Yes. At least you can start to grow maybe a little community, which, for your disease, which can help to push things forwards as well and lend some weight to your arguments and advocacy and so on. So I wish you all the very best with that, Ali. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So what have you been doing as well on the poetry front? I believe you've been still writing, even though you've been busy.
Yeah.
And I see from your Instagram page, you have been busy painting at times as well. So
Yes. I have
do
been writing poetry. One of the sites that I write for, I just finished, they had this 25-day poetry challenge where they give you a prompt every single day. So you had to write a poem about it. So that kind of
wow.
took up a lot of time. In terms of writing a poem every single day. You sometimes when you look at the prompts, you may not initially feel inspired by them, but I think it
Yes.
helps you become a better writer because then you still have to find something to write about. And I think it helped me with my writing skills as well during that 25-day journey. And as you mentioned, I've been doing a little bit more watercolor paintings. So I go through these phases where I enjoy painting specific things. So at times I'll be like, okay, I like painting, flowers. So this one was kind of all about flowers. So I started painting some daisies and sunflowers and stuff like that. And, thinking about spring just as in your painting, bringing it to life with watercolor. So that has been a fun thing to do. And that's how I've been spending my time. But I also wanted to congratulate you, Fiona, because I know that you had your 50th show. And
I did.
I know it's been a long time coming just from the beginning up until now. And I am so happy that I have been a part of it. And I wanted to kind of say congratulations again for putting all of this together and sharing your amazing and beautiful paintings with us that inspire us to write such beautiful words on a weekly basis.
Thank you so much, Ali. And I really appreciate what you and all the other poets have done as well, writing about my paintings. I would never have dreamed, a couple of years ago that I would have had all these wonderful poets writing amazing words about my paintings. I thought, what, but it's been wonderful. And thank you for doing the video that I
welcome.
Added in. That was so lovely. It was just, yes, it was a lovely evening last Wednesday, just doing that. And yeah, I really felt very honoured by it. But with your paintings as well, which are absolutely gorgeous, if you put your links in, as I said, to your Instagram, people who are watching, do go and take a look because Ali's paintings are gorgeous. I'm sure you will love them.
Thank you.
So go and have a look and leave her a comment or two and some likes and things as well. That would be lovely. They're well worth a visit. You won't regret it, I'm sure. So that would be brilliant. Yeah, so what else is on the agenda?
And how are things been going with the book? Sorry.
Right, the book, I have been progressing it. It's slower than I would like. But I'm looking at options. Some of the options I looked at, I thought it's not going to be the right sort of quality, and I don't want to put something out there that isn't worth people buying it and they're not going to enjoy it because it's not up to scratch. Partly because when you're printing artwork or photographs, that they need to be on good quality paper look good. So a lot of the print on demand type options are very limited for sizes and formats, and also the quality isn't generally as good as I would like from what I've discovered so far. If anyone knows of a print on demand that is really good for artwork and photography and things, please let me know. It'd be great to know someone that could do that. But I'm in touch with a couple of publishers at the moment as well, and it's very early stages, but it's very promising at the moment. So keeping my fingers crossed there, and we'll follow up on those. But I had hoped that it would be ready for September. Whether that will be the case, I don't know, because I'm doing an art fair in September, and I would love to have it ready for then. But what I don't want to do is rush it for September and not have the quality there that I would like. So
definitely.
you know, I can't expect people to pay for something that isn't lovely to look at and hold, and to read all the wonderful poetry that's in it as well. So it is progressing. Just be a little bit of time just yet, but I'll be keeping you posted anyway. And and you'll need to just send me a little short bio for yourself to go in the book, because all the poets will have a bio in the book so that people can know a little bit about you, and you know, have a bit more background for reading your poetry. So that would be lovely. But
wonderful.
It's yes, I'm really looking forward to that, and quite excited about it still. Although, as I say, I would love it to be here now. You know, I want it now. I want it done. Now, but these things don't happen just overnight. I know. So, but we'll get there.
That is true. That is definitely true.
But in the meantime, I keep painting. I've been doing a few new works recently on gold leaf. I've done a series of small ones, actually slightly smaller than the little one up there, which is also on gold leaf. And they went out, were released to my private list. So people who are on my list got an email in their inbox telling them that these were now available on a private page on my website. So they needed a password to open that as well. So it's quite exclusive, and at a VIP discount as well to start with, before they get released onto social media and shown at exhibitions and things, when they'll be at the normal price for those paintings. So some have gone. There are still some left. If anybody's interested to find out more, just drop me a line. You can go via my website and contact me via there directly, which is a good way to do it. Or you can message me, whatever works best for you, and message me with your email address, and I can let you have the details. Anybody who's watching at the moment or watching on replay, you know what to do. So that was good.
Definitely. I just realized, are you going to read your poem?
No, I haven't done a poem for this one. So I've just got so much on at the moment, and I've got a commission that I'm working on. I think I've probably got another couple of commissions in the pipeline as well. So at the moment, I just thought I'm just going to take the pressure off, because so much going on.
I completely understand.
So yeah, so all the focus is going to be on my poems for a little while. I'm not saying I won't do any more, but I'm just taking a little break from that as well, because you know, the art is my, you know, the painting is my primary creative process. So it maybe takes me a bit longer to write the poem than some of you guys, I suspect. So I'm taking a little break from that for the time being. But I'm also thinking of just having some different aspects to the show coming up as well. Maybe having a couple of poets on with me as well. So we've got a bit more discussion between us, and a few other ideas as well. So looking at trying to keep it interesting for people. If anyone's got any ideas they'd like to see, you know, sensible, well, not rude ones, whatever, just do put something in the comments and let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Because, you know, the show is not just for me and my poets, you know, and that's a collaboration for both of us. But you know, hopefully it's going to bring pleasure to people viewing it. And if you've got suggestions as to what would be really good, then just let me know, you know. So open to ideas.
It's a great idea to bring in more than one poet and have them be on the show, so you can have a great discussion. I think that's a beautiful idea.
Yeah, and I think it would, you know, because each poet that I've had on the show so far writes in a different way from anybody else. So you've got the different styles, different approaches. I've also got another new poet hopefully coming on board very soon as well. So that'll throw something else in the mix, which is lovely. So there's a few things going on to keep active. When I started this show, I never dreamt that a year later, well, over a year now, I would still be doing it. because I only missed 3 weeks since I started. So it's when I started is somewhat over a year ago now, and it's still going, and people are enjoying it, and my my poet guests are really enjoying it. So I've made a lot of lovely friends, yourself included, obviously, and it's lovely, speaking with people around the world and around the country here, and just also seeing how different people interpret one painting, which is why I think it'd be nice to have 2 other poets on, and hear the difference in their poems as well. So yeah, some exciting things going to be coming along in the future. Yeah,
that is wonderful, Fiona. I can see the show going on for quite some time, for sure.
Well, let's hope so, because I'm enjoying it at the moment, and I gather quite a few other people are as well. So let me know in the comments if you're enjoying it, please, when you're watching it, folks. That'd be lovely. So, and don't forget to look at Ali's links that she'll put in after the show, and follow up on those, and look at her Instagram page, because, as I say, her artwork is beautiful. And I'm thinking that's about all we're going to have time for this week again. So it's gone so fast, and well, for me, I've been really fascinated to hear all about your Rare Disease Week and your advocacy, and all the different issues that you face, which you shouldn't need to be having to deal with, as well as the actual rare disease itself. So yeah, so anybody that wants any more information, say, do contact Ali, and if there's any way you can help as well, please get in touch as well. So it'll be great. So
thank you so much, Fiona, for giving me the opportunity to share with your viewers. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And it's been fantastic having you on the show again, Ali. Thank you so much, and for your beautiful poem. Really lovely. And
you're welcome.
Thank you again. Thank you for your all your contributions to the show so far as well. That's been marvelous. So thanks again. Thanks everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. And thanks everybody for watching. And I'll be back again with another show next Wednesday, which will be the 16th of March. Quick calculation there. Normal time of 7 p.m. UK time. And I hope to see you there. So stay safe and well, everybody. And see you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye for now. Bye. Bye, Ali. Bye.
Bye.